Hey guys, welcome to another video. So guys, in today's video I thought we could talk about Diablo 4. As you guys know, this past weekend was the Server Slam, the final beta to be hosted for Diablo 4 before the official release. I have some final thoughts both on how I think it went, but also on some of the perceptions I've encountered both in the game and on Reddit. This Server Slam saw a lot of changes to the Diablo 4 experience over what we had seen in the previous iterations of the beta weekends. Some were received well, some badly. So let's talk about a few. First, the dungeon rework. As you guys may know, in the past Diablo 4 betas, one of the biggest complaints was the dungeons. The lack of diversity in them, having to chase down creatures in them causing a lot of backtracking and wasted time. Wrong turns being a complete waste of time. People just didn't seem to like them. Well, Blizzard listened to this complaint and made some big changes. First, I will say that the overall dungeons this time around felt a lot better. There was so much less backtracking. This was of course mostly because they make the monsters now track towards you, so less chasing involved in the kill all enemies objectives. Them adding more events and more types of events, better layouts, it all just culminated in a great dungeon experience and a huge step in the right direction. The next big thing this time around that affected me at least was the nerf to the minions for my Necromancer. Right away this was very evident. During the past betas, the minions were clearly overpowered, that's true. They were able to clear bosses in dungeons and even take out the bosses for the strongholds without much help from me. But this time, it was the opposite. They nerfed them, which was of course needed, but they nerfed them to a ridiculous extent, making them feel completely useless. Most everything nearly one-shot them, and they were dead much more than they were alive. This of course worried me, and I thought I was going to have to find a new main come launch. But luckily, this wasn't the case. And thanks to some very fast work, the devs corrected this over nerf and made them quite good again mid-beta. This not only made me happy in terms of keeping my planned main viable, but it also showed that Blizzard intends to listen, watch how things play out, and make changes when needed quickly for the overall health of the game. And this, at least for me, gives me the feeling that at launch the game will feel good. Because if something is way out of whack, they will be fast to fix it. Now, to the topic that many people seem to have opinions on during the Server Slam, and that's the drop rate of Legendaries. During the previous betas, Blizzard had of course increased the drop rate on Legendaries to a place like through the roof. This was of course so we could test the synergies with our legendary powers and our skills, basically giving us a glimpse of how it'll feel at endgame. But also I think it got people excited and drummed up some hype, because everyone who has ever played Diablo knows how seeing that gold writing affects you. Well, during this Server Slam, we were told in advanced and experienced while playing what it would feel like to have them turn back to how they will be on live. And many seemed not so happy about this, complaining non-stop about how they played all the way to 20 and only got 1 or maybe 2. The issue here is that they wrote these comments without really thinking about what they wrote. I mean, all the way to 20 with only World Tier 2 available and only one zone? This to me is ridiculous. It's like complaining in World of Warcraft that you managed to reach level 15 and hadn't gotten a single set piece. I think because we are capped during the beta that people are forgetting that the max level is much higher. There are many more world tiers and many more loot buffs as we progress. We shouldn't be seeing a single legendary in my honest opinion before level 20. So I think the fact that people were getting 3, 4 or even 5 shows maybe it's still even set a bit too high. At least that's my feeling on it. And the final thing I want to talk about in this video, and that's the apparent lack of hype that seemed to surround the Server Slam beta compared to the previous ones. You could really feel this time. No queues, no lag, no rubber banding. And I won't say that they made some huge improvements to the servers. I think it was just less people. And killing a Shava just seemed near impossible because there simply just wasn't enough people to do it. Now, why was this? Have people completely lost interest in Diablo 4? Well, I don't think so. I think there were a few factors involved in why this wasn't so popular. First, people are just sick of Fractured Peaks. Like seriously, we have played there enough. There's nothing more to see there. Second, people just want to play the game. Playing till 20 or 25 is just not doing it anymore. And knowing that we are this close to launch, and everything we will do will be erased anyhow, really demotivate people I think. But the big one, and one nobody has seemed to mention, is that it was Mother's Day weekend. People had to do family shit, and couldn't just sit around and play Diablo for 25 hours this time. It was really a bad weekend to hold it, to be honest. I don't think this will reflect a launch. I think launch day will still be crazy, and I think you should still expect huge queues. At the end of the day, I think Diablo 4 currently is looking a lot more promising than it did right before the first beta. The devs are paying attention to the community. They are making changes where they should, and ignoring the silly complaints where really nothing should really be changed. The classes feel overall quite good. You will always see some overpowered aspects when you're talking about the sorceress or the rogues, but it is a Diablo title and that's the nature of the series. But I don't think the people saying druids are useless or barbs still need more love are completely on the right track. Again, we have only seen the game to level 20 or 25, and some skills scale differently as do many classes historically in Diablo. So who knows? Maybe druids will be gods at high level in unique gear. We won't really know till launch. Overall, I do think Diablo 4 is going to be a fantastic addition to the franchise. And again though, I will say, I still don't think it's anything genre defining or groundbreaking, but I do think it'll be a good game that we will get thousands of hours of fun out of. So overall, a win so far. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.